important meeting also that I have after this, and I know it has already begun, and it's somewhere that I'll have to drive for some few minutes. I want to welcome you today, this being our Champions Breakfast, April. And this year I have not had a Champions Breakfast with you. And we had the prayer and fasting in the month of January and then the month of February. And therefore we couldn't be able to hold such meetings. And also last month, the month of March, I was not around. But I want to appreciate Pastor George. He was doing a great job. I followed it online. I was in Accra City and I followed what he was doing, and I know you were blessed. So we really, can we appreciate Pastor George even in absentia for the good work that he did. And also I want to welcome you for those who have just closed schools and they are around. We appreciate you for coming, and for the members who have been with us every moment, all the services. We always honor you, never taking any one of you for granted, and we do our best that we may invest ourselves in you and that we may become a blessing. We want to let you know we were prepared by others. There are deposits that were given into us, and we took it. We were like sponge, or a sponge. We were like a sponge. Whenever we used to come to the church, a sponge, when you throw it into the water, it will take water and it will carry with it water. And when you squeeze it, it is going to produce what it has taken. But you can be a stone or a sponge, whereby a stone is thrown into the water. It appears as if it has absorbed something, but when you get it out, it has nothing. And it is so unfortunate when we have people, even in the church, they come with a heart of stone, but not a heart of sponge, that they never absorb, they never receive, even if you squeeze them, such that they go back to school, life squeezes them, but there is nothing they can produce. They were stones. But there are others who take it in, who handle it, who keep it, and they go actually producing and giving out what they receive. And therefore, my greatest desire for all of you, it is that even this morning, your hearts will be ready. Your hearts will take in. Your hearts will understand. And not just understand, you will apply the things that we learn. And they will become the foundation of your thought, the foundation of your actions, and the foundation of your lifestyles. Because what we teach you are foundational things, principal things that should guide you and guide your lives. Because ukiona vyaelea, ujue zimefanya nini? Vimeundwa. Lakini ukiona vimeundwa, ujue zilikubali ama vilikubali kuundwa. So kielea, I think mimi ni muhenga wa saa hizi. Sasa sio tu I can come up with such, kwa sababu mwenye alikuja nayo hiyo sio Mungu. So ukiona vyaelea, ujue vimeundwa. Na mimi ninasema ukiona vimeundwa, ujue vimekubali kuundwa. Kwa hivyo ambia jirani yako, kubali kuundwa. Hapana mpige high five, mwambie kubali kuundwa ili uele. Is it kuelea? Ili uele, so that you can be able to shine. This morning I want to just take some few minutes, very few minutes, and bring to you 4 things. And I want to talk to you about keeping your eyes on the prize. Keeping your eyes on the prize. Vile ambavyo unaweza kuyaweka macho yako katika thawabu, ama what do we call a prize in Swahili? Ni nini? Ati kipeo. Sasa nyinyi ubaya wa kuhubiria Kikuyu ni hiyo kipeo. Tukuzo. Tunzo. Alpha. Can we appreciate Alpha? Wow. What a good, nyinyi pigieni Alpha makofi mazuri. Na wewe Alpha uwe unakaanga hapa mbele kama baba yako. Kuweka macho yako kwa tunzo. Tunzo la maisha. Najua katika maisha yetu we know what is a prize. Because most of us have gone through a system in school whereby we have prize giving day. And during the prize giving day, many people receive prizes. Na kuna wengine kazi yao tu ni kupigia wengine makofi. Wanapokea tunzo, wanapokea ile vitu ambazo zinapeanwa, lakini wao hakuna wakati watapigiwa makofi. Na wakati mwingine mmoja anakuwa nambari 1 ama anatunzwa wakati huu, lakini mambo inaweza badilika, ajikute hana tunzo wakati ule mwingine. Na kwa hivyo ni lazima hata akipokea tunzo leo, ayaweke macho yake yaangaziwe na ili apokee tunzo katika wakati ule mwingine. Na niwaambie katika maisha, hii maisha ina tunzo zake. This life has got its prizes. And life in itself will always give you back what you give it in, what you give in. The life itself. Hii maisha you know, most of us are very young, and maybe we don't understand what that means. Life gives you back what you give it, or what you give in to it. Thank you. This life has got its own prizes, and it knows how to prize people. Hii maisha usijali nayo, ama usicheze nayo. Don't play with life. It has its own prizes, and it knows how to prize. Prizes are rewards. Life knows how to reward. And life never makes mistakes when it comes to rewarding. Because it rewards what it has received. It never rewards what it has not been given. And therefore, as young people, as we walk in life, as we make decisions, we must know a day is coming and life will begin to reward you. And it makes no mistakes. And it is not a respecter of persons. And it doesn't care whether you are male or female, whether whatever happens, doesn't care about the factors of life. When it comes to reward us, it gives back good measure, pressed down, shaken together. This life, look at everything that we are doing. Now people are planting. And very soon, it is going to reward them. Those who are not planting, there is, where I stay, there is someone who actually planted and had a good harvest last season. A very good harvest. Even though many people did not have a good harvest that time. But now, I don't know what happened. He decided, I will not even cultivate the land. And now you just go and, this is the same land. 3 months ago, it produced a lot. But now it has nothing. Now, just in the next 3 months, we are going to harvest. But this person will not receive anything from that land because he did not give in to that land. So the land cannot reward him what he never put in. So we put in first, and the land also now gives it back to us. That is something very common, and that is very natural, and that is very simple. Everybody understands that. That's not complicated. And just as it is that way, that is how life is. And nobody can shortchange life. Nobody can manipulate results. Life in itself. You look, most of us, I did a unit called environmental science. And most of you, I know you are doing science, and see, I saw you do environmental. Sindio? Kuna vitu kama hiyo. Most of you, even in school, nilikuwa naangalia the results of my sons, and I saw there is environmental science. Now, do you know globally now, the earth and the environment is fighting back? And why? Because of what man has done to the environment, the emissions, and the cutting down of trees, and the wastage that has been there, pollution. Now, you look at the temperatures. The world is becoming hotter and hotter. People are dying because of heat waves. From heat waves, then there are extremes of storms and whatever. Water is carrying people. And now, just like Wangari Maathai said, professor, that the nature will fight back. And now we are seeing Mother Nature fighting back. And even globally, there are those climate meetings that are being gathered and everywhere. But man continues in more pollution and destruction. And the earth, it is telling you, you did this to me. You cut down trees. You continued to emit those gases and all the pollutants. And now I want to give back to you. And it never makes mistake. I want to tell you, life never makes mistake when it comes to rewarding. And when you are young, it's like, listen, there are people today, they are struggling with their health, and they have lifestyle diseases and issues. I'm not saying, I know Dr. Vanessa is here, so I am also careful what I'm saying. And most of the things they did with their bodies, how they ate, the things they were eating, they fed their bodies with all junks. Unfortunately, that is where we are in that age. And then, afterwards, the body begins to fight back and begins to reward you, to tell you, there was a time you should have treated me right, even what you ate. But you ate things that actually were not good for your health. You ate them because they were sweet. But most of the sweet things end up into bitter lifestyles. You ask, is it vitu shugali? The wheat products, the cakes, the biscuits, the chipos, the sausages. I'm just highlighting. But when you are young, hapa na pasta nikule ndoma asubuhi. Kwa kwanza nilikuwa nataka breakfast leo mtengenezewe mihogo. Lakini nikajua nitabaki nayo peke yangu. I knew nikitengeneza mihogo, cassava, na nitengeneze ndizi za kuchemsha na ndoma, utengenezewe hawa. Atakuangalia wakwambia mzae. Wakwambia pastor, tafuta wazee wakule hizo. Lakini ninajua ile vitu ziko. Unaona mtu ametwanga sausage 4. Unaona mwingine amekuja. Do you know? And at the end of the day, what we have given in, just a matter of time, it is going to be given back to us in a reward form. I know most of you are in schools. What you are doing right now, you are putting in a lot of joking with your studies. You are putting in a lot of lack of seriousness. Don't worry. Life is about to reward you. You know my parents have money. Who told you we are serious because our parents are poor? Education is not a means of escaping poverty. It's a means of developing people so that they can be able to fit in their generation, in what is happening, and so that they can leave a mark in the year. So that you people should be the ones. I thank God I appreciate a young man who came on Wednesday. He's from Vika High. And we were just sharing with him. Thank God for such. And I asked him, what do you want to do? And very clear, he said, I want to do medicine. I want to do medicine. And therefore, Dr. Vanessa, you should get that young man and help him. I encouraged him. There was a young man in our village. I was carrying his bags when I was in high school. He was in primary school. So poor. But that young man was focused. Also went to Vika High. Did medicine. Went to the United States. Came back. He's one of the neurosurgeons in KU Referral Hospital. You know why? There are things that he put in his studies. But there were others who were in the same school that produced doctors. And in the same school where doctors were made, there were others where drug people were manufactured also. And all that they came out of that school with, it's a friend who introduced them to drugs, a friend who introduced them to homosexuality, and so they graduate as homosexuals. It's a passing out of men who are in drugs. Yet there are others passing out as world changers. You know why? What did they give in to life? Life has given back. Now let me ask you, if life would give you back what you have been putting in, what would you receive? And I told you, life never makes mistakes. And even for us, you put in your life for Jesus. I put in my life to Jesus when I was very, very young. Very young. 1993. Put my life there. And I have. And I can tell you, at this now, life is rewarding me. Life is giving back to me what I gave in to it. I'm challenging you. I'm calling you. You who are in school, what you are doing now, life will multiply that. Life will give it back to you. Those who are committed in their education, do it now. Now is the moment. Those who are serious with walking with Jesus, do it now. Life will give back to you one day. And those of you maybe who have been joking up and down, please hear this message and let it be a word that will make you come back to senses and say, what did Pastor say? That what I am putting into life right now, this joking, this not being serious, now you are in Form 3. Now you are in Form 2. And yet you are still helter-skeltering. Now you are at this age. And then, year by year, now we are almost halfway in this year. What have you been putting into life? I challenged some people in the month of December, and we became a team, and I told them, I want us to put in some money every month. I want us to be disciplined. I want us to stretch ourselves. And I want us to change our levels. And I told them, I know it is difficult for us, but I want us to, I told people to be saving 100 per day in the church. And I can tell you, many people have been coming to me, even mothers, even young people. Thank God even for some who are here. And they have been telling me, Percy, since you told us to save 100 per day, I decided, ile kabiashara yangu inapa, and someone is here amongst you, a very young good girl, saving 200 per day. And she told me, now it's 3 months. Na hii pesa sikuwa najua niko nayo. But when you talked to us about this and you taught the church, I decided I would do it. Wait until we get to December. You will check her life. 200 shillings per day. Translating to 365 days. How much is that money? For those who are quick in mathematics. That will be about 72,000. Is it? Over 72,000. Lakini January hakuwa na kitu. Alikuwa kwenye hiyo biashara. Na alikuwa anapata hizo tu pesa. Lakini somebody came and spoke to her. Decided, I will get that word. I will embrace it. And I will move with it. December 31st, this person will be 72,000 richer than she was. If she was employed, she is going to make sure I can be able to get my life in with only 1 year. And therefore, I can be able to establish a small business, what you people we call SMEs and all those things. And then she continues with the same. 5 years with that discipline, she's going to be an employer. But it is not alone. It is not anything. It was just a change of perspective. So I challenged some men and I told them, can we stretch ourselves and be saving 1,000 per day? It's hard. It's difficult. So when you get your salary, your money, whatever you get, and we opened an account. And so I challenged them, every one of us, we are saving 31,000 per month. 31. And they said, Percy, let's go. This is the 4th month. Some have saved more. And you know what? We still had those monies, but it used to be lost in eating, drinking, and marrying, and dressing. But now, Think of us. 1 year. How much? How much each one of us? 12 months. Each will be talking of over 360 something thousand. Is it? What are we talking about? 12 times 31. You can imagine. And therefore, and I challenge them, when we get there, I want us to do this. We top up that amount until this. And we give ourselves 5 years. And we want to move. You know why? That is what I am saying to someone today. When I just minister these 3 things I have, keeping your eyes on the prize. As a young person, what you are giving into life now, just wait for this life. Hii maisha wenye tumeishi kidogo tu zaidi yenu. We can tell you what we put in when we were teenagers. We thought it was just joking, but life has compounded. The compounding effect life brings. And now we are handling things we did when we were 18, when we were in high school. We never thought that this cumulatively, you understand the cumulation? That there are things that you do, they will cumulatively add to the last result. So you never were serious in school, that one, it will add. You were not saved, that one will add. You were disrespectful to the parents, that one will also be part of the answer. And therefore, what will be the answer? It will be what has cumulatively been added along my journey. And I will have no one to blame. I will have no one to say, sijui ni mwalimu gani, sijui ni friend gani. Those drugs you were experimenting, it will count. Don't worry, it will count. Every action, those things, the girls who introduced you to lesbianism, it will count. The gentleman who introduced you to gayism, because it was the cool thing, the lifestyle, don't worry, it is. The pornography you are watching along the way. And when these things compound, hey, life now hands you it is like you are preparing a cake. My wife woke up very early this morning because she has a big order. At 3, I was seeing her do that in the kitchen. And now she adds an egg. She adds very many concussions there. Una kengine kanapimwa hivi kanawekwa. Unga inapimwa inawekwa. And then there is a mixture. Then the mixture of everything. And then it is put in an oven. And then all those concoctions added rewards her with a cake. And everything was part of the final. I want to tell you, everything will be part of the final draft. The final results of your life. You think you have forgotten? No. Simply because it is out of mind doesn't mean it is out of the equation. It will be there and it will count. But here I am to open your eyes, to speak to you a word, simple word, help you, guide you, deliver you, and shape you to have a prize. So that when life will be rewarding you and will be prizing you, you will be proud of your prize. Keeping your eyes on the prize. 1 Corinthians chapter number 9, verse 24 to 27. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7 to 8. Hebrews chapter number 12, verse 1 to 3. Three scriptures we read as the foundation. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Do you not know that those who run in a race, they all run, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may obtain the prize. Because it is not just running. There is a way in which you run. You were running, but I like the Bible and the choice of words. You run in such a way that can qualify you to receive the prize. Because you can just be saying, I am running. But the manner, the kind of running you are making cannot get a prize. You can say, I am still saved. I am still in the church. But the kind of salvation will never form a great life. But you were running. You were in the race. But the Bible is saying, there is a way in which, I like that. If we were just to run anyhowly. No. Run in such a way that you may obtain the prize. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we run and compete for an imperishable crown. Therefore, I run this way, not with uncertainty. Thus I fight, not as one who beats the air, but I discipline my body. Look at this. And I bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified. There are people who run, and along the way, they are told, no, you have been disqualified from the race. And don't misunderstand this. Life along the way keeps on disqualifying you. And that is why I told you there are things you can eat and your body will disqualify you and you die early. Yeah. There is a young man I was handling, I was helping, and I was actually in his case, and he had gotten a job with the government through helping him and some few people who assisted. But this man was so much into drinking until he had diabetes, and it consumed him, his kidneys. And even when he was told, stop this alcohol, he decided he won't. And he continued. And in few months, he was gone just like that. He couldn't even be absorbed in the job, couldn't get that job because of his drinking problem. And then when he came, it resulted into a health problem, and then it has resulted to a death problem. Now he's dead. He died last year. And you know what? When he was beginning to drink, he never saw death. The young men who were his age, who were encouraging him to drink, were just telling him it is pleasurable, it's the cool thing, it's the good thing. But they never told him when the body or when life rewards his drinking lifestyle that he had begun. Now, where is he? Wasted. Could that be your case one day? Life has a way of rewarding. And you see, life has disqualified him. He's not fit to be alive. But he had the opportunity to mend ways. He had opportunities to change life. But the issue of friends, the issue of taking it carelessly, I'm not serious. When life treats you, it gives sense. You become very serious. Hii maisha, wakati inaanza kukureward, acha kusema ilikuwa ni mchezo. You realize it was not a game. Now, Paul was saying, I discipline my body. And I don't want to be disqualified. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7 and 8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Finally, there is laid up for me the crown, the prize of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give me, or will give to me on that day, and not just to me, but also to all who loved his appearing. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Now, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily entangles or ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, because everyone has a race to run. There is an individual race that you must run. The race of life. And as we run, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him who endured such hostility from sinners against himself, lest you become weary and discouraged in your souls. Keeping your eyes on the prize. Now, there are 4 disciplines that you must cultivate to keep your eyes on the prize. As you keep your eyes on the prize, one thing I want you to know, not the first discipline, it is that you must determine the prize you want to receive in life. That is, have a vision and a goal that you want to achieve in life. Determine the prize you want to achieve. What do you want to achieve in life? Then I will talk about the disciplines. You see, those people who are the athletes, they want the prize. They are saying, we are going for gold. Butere girls. Yeah, good girls. And you look at what has been narrated. And they were looking forward to conquer. And therefore from the law, I don't know the local, where do we begin? The zonal, the sub-county, the county, the regional, and now they were in the national level. And whatever they are doing, they have one goal we want to conquer. When we see Omanyala, and he is actually preparing, he has one goal. I want to get there. You talk of the footballers, Messi and the others. They have one goal. We want Argentina to win the World Cup. They don't get into the field for enjoyment. They have the World Cup, Champions League, Premier League.
Arsenal, mko wapi? Naona mtu Arsenal jo hapo sawa, lakini kikombe imewaponyoka mara ingine. Man City msicheke. Sasa mnacheka na mnastahili kuwa mnalia. Na Chelsea mnastahili kuwa si kulia, kuomboleza. Man U mnastahili kuwa ICU. Sasa sikilizeni. Mambo iko hapa. Those teams, everybody looks to the prize. And the coach and the team, they must inculcate a vision. We are not going there to just play. We are going there for the prize. And in this life, everyone must be able to say, I have a prize, I have a goal. I'm in school, I have a goal. I want to achieve that. That is where I want to end up. I am a young lady, but I have a goal. Before I talk to you as a friend, I have a goal. Before I indulge in this, but if you don't have a prize, then you will just waste your life, waste your time, and waste resources. Because listen, let me ask you a very simple question. Where is your life headed? Where are you going? Where is your life headed? Like now you ask me, Pastor, where is your life headed? I can tell you clearly. By the time I am age 50, I will be graduating with my PhD. By the time I hit 50, and it is in a few years' time. Why? Where are you headed? What do you want to do? So that the next 30 years of my life, I will be not just a pastor and a leader, but I will be a consultant, a mentor, and someone who is actually showing people the way. That's my goal. What am I doing with my time? I have a goal. What am I doing with my money? I have a goal. Which kind of friends am I allowing? The friends who will help me to be propelled to that goal. Can you articulate in simple terms, where are you headed? 10 years from today, can you say, where are you headed? Who will you be? What is the prize? And listen, the prize that we envision always determines the price that we are willing to pay. The price we envision in life determines the price that we are willing to pay. Ndiyo maana unaona mambo ingine iko na gharama. When you see some of us so disciplined, it's because what we want haiwezi patikana na kila jamaa anarukaruka every up and down. No. The price sets the price. Go to enda uangalie mtu mwenye anaendesha Probox na mtu mwenye anaendesha Prado. Zote zimeanza na PR. And then you will know mtu ya Prado na mtu ya Probox, because of the price. You don't just drive it anyhow. Because taa moja, mataa mbili, if you knock Prado, taa za mbele mbili zinanunua Probox. mataa. And then you unaangalia. Ukiona yeye hana mashindano, unajua it is because he knows the price. Na katika maisha tunajuanga gharama yako. Kuna msichana unaweza ona venye hata kwa kanisa venye anakaa, unajua hii hakuna bei. Hii hakuna bei. Ukiona vijana wenye wanacheza na hii hakuna bei. It's only so brown and so beautiful, lakini hii hakuna bei. Lakini kuna mwingine unaona pana leta mseso. Hataki mseso. Anasema pana, because they know their price and they know their worth. There are people even in the church, in their salvation, they know their price, and because there is something they want, they know it is costly. Mwingine ukiona venye anasoma very serious in school, na wengine ni kurukaruka tu, it is because they have no prize. And the greatest danger in this life, it is to come into contact with someone who is not pursuing any prize. Hata kwa hii kanisa. And I can even tell you when I'm standing here, even when I'm preaching, I can just tell you, you are not serious. There is no prize in your life. You want us to finish, you eat some 5 sausages and then you go. But there are others who I want it. You look somebody like Alpha, you look at, there is something I want to become. Now listen, 4 disciplines. Number 1, it is the discipline of focus. For you to receive your prize, you must maintain the discipline of focus. Focus is when your eyes remain on what you want to become and what you want to receive. What you want to and what you want to receive in this life. Focus. So that even when you meet friends, friends don't make you lose your focus. So that even when there are difficulties, the discipline of focus keeps you in the right pathway for the receiving of your prize. It keeps you in the pathway. Focus. And the greatest thing I have seen, it is many people lose focus. They are no longer focused on anything. If you're focused on, I want to do science and technology. I want to invent, do medicine I want to be a researcher. You people should be researching. Let me come to the 4th point. You research on cancer. You should be thinking of that. But now you are thinking of your father's wealth. Why don't we have young people, Kenyans, girls who are here? And you see, cancer is killing people. Does it mean that we cannot have brains and young people who can begin to think critically and do research and come out with vaccines and solutions? If we have that person, it is only if when they get to school, they have a focus. Today we are talking of artificial intelligence. People are inventing apps. Technology is growing day by day. But where are we? We don't even want to do technology. We don't want to do these things. How do we have a focus? Are we headed somewhere? Or do you just want to jump and You have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend. So messages. I love you. So what? Will that cure cancer? I'm so focused on doing research to get cancer vaccine. Love me later. Also, my mother was told I love you and she dropped out of school. I want to break a generational curse. Now listen. Number 2, I have said you must maintain the discipline of focus. Can you say the discipline of focus? Tell your neighbor the discipline of focus. Number 2, it is the discipline of personal development and empowerment and improvement. The discipline of personal development, empowerment, and improvement. That means always looking for a better version of yourself. Always improving yourself. Becoming better. Personal development. I'm committed to personal development. Empowerment. There are books that I read. There are seminars that I attend. There are workshops that I get into. I go to trainings. I think maybe every year I have 4 trainings in Daystar University. We go with my wife. This January I was there. Next month I will be there. Trainings and trainings and trainings and trainings. You pay. Why? Personal development. How can you now watching videos in Instagram? It's not personal development. You're not empowering. Every time scrolling what? WhatsApp and Facebook. 2 hours. And your mind is just dirtified by those things. No development. No empowerment. You don't come to church services that empower you. You don't walk with people that empower you. You don't have ideas. You don't read books with ideas that can empower. All that you consume is garbage. You are now an addict of pornography. Does it empower or does it destroy? It's a killer. It's a silent killer. It makes you become so guilty because of, and brings a lot of shame and brings a lot of hatred, and there is a lot of anxiety disorders as a result of these things. And it brings about depression because what you have been consuming is never building. It is always draining. It drains your ability to think critically. It drains your ability to interact with people. That is why you come into the church and you still have a phone, because you can't even interact with people. You are becoming, and I told you, life will reward. Just, I am here. I've been in the church for so long. Not so long, but to you it's so long. I came into this church in 1999. I can tell you, our pastors who are ahead of me, they said these things. Some people laughed. Some people treated casually. And a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and yet here is a 40-year-old telling her, I was 16. I was there. This is the way. And just things. What do you know? Then, by the time you hit 35, then you say, I thought I knew. I want you to commit to personal development. Personal empowerment. Have friends that challenge you to be better. Watch things that are educative. Things that educate your mind. Follow sites. whereby they can always be sharpening you. You are following these pages, these places, and you get new ideas every morning, every moment. So that you can say, by the end of the day, at least I got a new idea. The person who keeps their eyes on the prize, one discipline we have said, it is the discipline of personal development. They do things and they are empowering themselves. They improve themselves. I was hearing someone like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. For him to perfect taking the free kicks, he has to take like 100 free kicks per day. Alone in practicing in private. Sasa nyinyi munaona anakuja kwa uwanja and you think amesucceedia hapo. That is, before he scores a goal, amekuwa akijua how to hit it with precision. How to take those penalties in precision. And you say, na hiyo ameingiza goal rahisi. It is easy now in my performance because it was hard in my training. Because those who train hard, they perform easy. And those who don't train hard, those who take ease in training, they will have it hard in their performance and they will not have results. I want you to do that. Personal development. Social media is a tool that we are using. We are growing. We are learning. And we are developing our minds. We are learning about health. We are learning about church growth. We are learning about leadership. It's a tool. Information is available. But also, it depends with what you want to consume. Many people have sunk and have been drowned. There is all manner. It's a gateway to growth, and it is also becoming a gateway to destruction. And because of the curiosity of the young people, most of them, they have been initiated even to groups, and they communicate to drugs, to behaviors, to sites, with the same gateway that others are using to grow themselves. People who keep their eyes on the prize, even when you have your phone, you still have the eyes. I am focused on becoming better. When you come to the church, when you attend services, when you come for morning devotions, why do we come? Why are we fasting? Because there is something that we want to become. Personal development, empowerment, and improvement. Number 3, I said we have only 4 things and my time is up. I have only 2 more minutes. Number 3, it is the discipline of hard work and sacrifice. The discipline of hard work and sacrifice. Paul was saying, I beat my body. Those people who are athletes, you talk of Kipchoge, you talk of our Jeb Kosgei and the rest who are in Kenya and the ones that we know. If you find them alone, their private life is marked with a lot of discipline. They don't need someone to tell them when to wake up, when to run, what to eat, and what not to eat. The prize determines there are foods they can't eat because of what they want to become. There are times they wanted to sleep, but they can't sleep because of what they want to become. Hard work, sacrifice, beating their bodies. But here we have people, they want it, but they don't know how to get there. Hard work in school. Hard work. And I wish we will give our sister Vanessa one of these sessions to talk to you. She's a full medical doctor. She can inspire you so that you can hear her journey. And therefore, during the youth conference, prepare, because we want you people to be a blessing to us. So that hii watu msione uko hapa na unafikiria tu kuwa kijana ya nduthi. Magai, luwe ugateithia we. Ati yani, that is your goal. When others are flying aeroplanes, yani vijana wengine wanafanya mambo ingine, flying the whole world. Wewe ni kutoka hapa Kamonyo, Githaruru, handege, alafu unaanguka Rivadhiririka. Sasa wewe, na ukionekana chache, hakuna mtu anaweza kukutoa hapo. Wakati wengine akili yao, they are thinking of becoming a political whatever. They want to do political science because they want to be advisors of presidents. Sasa wewe uta-advise nani? Praise God. Now listen, I'm talking of the discipline of hard work and sacrifice. I said some few months or years ago, when people stop sacrificing, they stop succeeding. When people stop sacrificing, they stop succeeding. Success has sacrifices. Any success you want, get to know the sacrifices that go with it. If you are here, you want to succeed in education, and that is our desire. You want to succeed in your walk with God, we have sacrificed the world. We have sacrificed pleasure, even friends. Some of us have grown without friends because we knew and we saw the influence of bad company. I have no problem being alone. When I got saved in my village, most of the young people not. And therefore, and because I want that to keep myself, I don't need the friends. Because I know they will influence me. So I would even be alone in the house. I read Bible. I kept myself. And even when I was employed in Eldoret, I was there for 2 or 3 years, in 2003, 4, and 5. And I could be able to walk alone. Because, I fear, even today, to walk with people who can pull me. I exit WhatsApp groups, even from our village, from our estate, because I don't want influence. You go with the middle class, and they are enjoying life, and they are drinking and eating and saying I say, excuse me, I'm not part of this. I'm ready to pay the price of walking alone because I know the price that I want. So is it with my wife. I tell her, don't worry. It may be we may not have very many friends, but this one is actually occasioned by the fact that what we want, we cannot go with everyone. Not everyone should be your friend, even in the church. Not everyone should be affording your time, because even not everyone should even make a joke that they can be your friend, because you wonder. You want to be my friend and you are going nowhere. So you want me to join you going nowhere. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you appear. I don't care how beautiful you are. But you are going nowhere. A young man wants friendship. Where are you going? So you want me to drop my destiny? Someone who would have become this great, a corporate leader, and then we join you, we begin to get children there. That is all that you want me to have. Then you divorce me, and I have nowhere to go. Then I become a mamafua, because a young girl who was to become great, you become, and I'm not criticizing that. I'm just using this to encourage you. But you people are joking too much, and you forget the discipline of hard work and sacrifice. Success has sacrifices. To succeed in salvation as a born-again child of God, there are sacrifices. To succeed as a young person, to succeed academically, you must make the academic sacrifices. And to succeed in this life, you must make the life sacrifices. Are you making sacrifices? And listen, if you don't make sacrifices, you will become the sacrifice. If you don't make sacrifices, your life will become the real sacrifice. Life will sacrifice you. You wait and see. If you don't make sacrifices, you will become the sacrifice. The final thing, keeping your eyes on the prize. We have said the discipline of focus, the discipline of personal development, empowerment, and improvement, the discipline of hard work and sacrifice. And finally, it is the discipline of self-control and keeping the boundaries. The discipline of self-control and keeping the boundaries. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 8. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 8. Please look at this verse. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever breaks through a wall will be beaten by a serpent. Use another version that is almost the same. Whoever breaks through a wall may be beaten by a snake. Use the New Living Translation. Whoever, okay. Use it, whatever other version you have. There is one. Amplified. What does the message say? The Message Bible, if you have. Warning. Caution. The trap you set might catch you. Warning. Your accomplice in crime might double cross you. That is too much. It's so technical instead of simplifying. The discipline of self-control. The discipline of keeping boundaries. Biblia inasema, whoever breaks the wall. The Bible does not mean of this wall. Whoever crosses the boundaries that should not be crossed will always meet a danger outside those boundaries. That is why the Bible is saying you will be beaten by a serpent, a snake, when you cross. And I want to tell you, every one of us, there are boundaries in this life. God has set boundaries. The word of God has set boundaries. But if you don't have self-control, and if you don't keep the boundaries, even in the church, we always see someone is bitten by a snake. I was talking to another young man this week in the church, and I told him I was watching the National Geographic, and I saw the rattlesnake. You know the rattlesnake? The rattlesnake is that very poisonous snake. And because it is not very fast, it has a way in which it catches the prey. It has a tail, and it sleeps low, lies low, and then lifts its tail, and then it begins to wag it. And in its wagging, it is rattling. And ni kama unasikia ni kakitu, and things begin to think that is a worm. And because it has camouflaged, it looks like you can't even say it's a snake. But there is something that is just calling you. And the prey just comes into close range with that. Do you know what the snake does? As this prey comes to bite what thinks it is a worm, the snake jumps, just injects enough poison or venom into that. Just one bite, and then it moves away. And then that prey runs away knowing it was not food. And the snake knows, I can't run after you, but I have injected some venom in you, and you will die slowly. I will only keep on following you until you drop dead. Doesn't matter how long it will take, you drop dead. Just a matter of time. And there are people, when they cross some boundaries, there are things, there are venoms they feed on, and it is killing them slowly. I told you, if you're here, you are playing with pornography. It's a venom. It's killing you slowly. Depression. Before long, you will not understand the compounded effect of that. Those people who do drugs, in the beginning it begins as a high. But in the end, it brings them low into the grave. It kills slowly. And I tell all of us, check what you are consuming. Check the friends who you have kept, because some relationships are killing your destiny like venom. Very slowly. And 5 years from today, you will not be the same person. 10 years from today, you may not be the same person. And the snake knows, from here to there, I don't have to run. I just need to wait. Dear ones, I call you today as I end this message. Could you be killing yourself so slowly and you don't know? Could you be consuming some things in secret? Whether through your phone, whether through your friends. Could you be having some habits, but they will kill you slowly, and we will lose you in a matter of time? And what could have been will become what never was. You never become
Because you never had a prize and you never kept your eyes on the prize. You went to high school, you went to college, and you met people who took your eyes away from the prize. They injected you with poison when you were in Form 2. Now you have completed school, 3 years down the line, and you are struggling with homosexuality. But it is a venom that you received when you were in Form 2. You are struggling with your sexuality. You don't have interest with the divine order. This is a person who was poisoned. We have had people who come to us and they tell us this is what it is. They never began there. They began where you are. But maybe they had someone who was telling them as I am telling you. But they thought, I think you will be young once. You only live once. It's okay. Live. You are not the first one to live. You are not the first one. Neither will you be the last one. But I am here to tell you, our eyes in this life, keep them focused. And finally, in your keeping eyes on the prize, remember, there is eternal life. Even though you are young and you are doing your own things, there is a life after this life. Look unto Jesus. Some of you are not born again. This world has made you to miss looking unto Jesus. And when he will come, because look at what Paul was saying. Get me back that verse in verse 8. Verse 7 and 8, 2 Timothy chapter 4. I want to finish with that. That was my ending part. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Finally, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me on that day. That day is capital, because it will be the day when all people will meet before God in judgment. All of us will one day congregate before the judgment seat, the seat of rewards, the day of reckoning, and the judge will sit there and will tell some, you removed your eyes from Jesus. You began to see the worldly things. Go, I do not know you. But those who will keep their eyes unto Jesus, the Bible says, Paul says, and not just to me that I will receive that crown, but to all who love and who look forward for his appearing. Are you looking forward when Jesus will come? Are you happy that Jesus is coming? Are you happy that you will be taken to heaven and you will come out of this world? Are you looking forward? Are you preparing yourself? 10 girls were waiting. 5 foolish, 5 wise. Foolishness was as a result, they never had oil in their lamps. The wise ones had oil. And when the trumpet was sounded, the bridegroom came. These other 5 went to get oil in the wrong time, the wrong time. But the other 5, they went into the joy of their master. And the door was closed. That must always be Matthew 25. The door was closed. And then they came. They said, open for us.
and they were told, time is up, you can't be admitted. A day will come and the door will be closed and nobody can get to salvation again because time is running out. Now is the time to look unto Jesus. If you are here, you are not born again, give your life to him now. Tomorrow may be too late. Tomorrow will not be a laughing matter. It will be eternity in hell with the devil. But for some, they will say, I kept my focus on Jesus. Some of you have backslid, but you think it is still okay to do what you do and still remain in the church. You are not okay. A day is coming and you will be disqualified. Paul said, I don't want to preach to others. And for me on that day, I become disqualified. Could be you are here and you know, if he was to come today, I would not be admitted in heaven. I would not get my way there. I need salvation. I need to come back. Yesterday, I prayed for a young man. He came to me and told me, Pastor, even though I have been coming, my life is not okay. Two of them. Don't mistake me from coming to church to being in right relationship with Jesus. I need to give my life back to Jesus. And I prayed for them and I restored them. Everyone standing. Everyone standing. I want you to hear this. If you're here, you are not born again. Today is the day.